welcome to the final installment of the Death Head Dice 2012 Spring Friendly BatRep Tournament Series. As you can see, we've gone through a number of games, and this game was actually scheduled to be the game between Nick's Black Templars and my Orks, but due to scheduling issues, we've run into the summer and schedules have been awkward or difficult to arrange. Both of us had talked about dropping out. Unfortunately, if I were to drop out, Nick would still have to make a schedule to play my son, and then we'd be in the same predicament. So after some soul searching, Nick has opted to drop out, which would put my Space Orks into the final against Spencer. So this last series is going to be Spencer's Space Orks versus my Space Orks. So it's father versus son for an epic battle to conclude this series. So we'll start off looking at Spencer's Orks. And he brought Gazgul Thraka, and he's got a squad of 10 boys with a missile launcher. And these are all the boys with Shudas. He's got a second squad of 20 boys. These are Ard boys, so they have the 4+ armor save and 2 rocket launchers. A squad of 8 Ludas, led by a mech with a custom Mega Blasta. A looted wagon with a boom gun. And 2 sets of 2 Death Coptas with the big bombs. On to my Orks. I'm led by Wazdaka Gutmech, who allows me to take those bikes as troops. I've got 10 Ludas, as well as a squad of 9 Burnas, led by a mech with a custom force field. They're loaded into a battle wagon with a cannon. And I've got a squad of 11 boys, led by a Nob with a power fist. So we'll roll to see who goes first. Spencer wins the roll-off and opts to have me set up first. And this is a kill point mission using the Dawn of War deployment. So I've put my Wazdaka and the bikes on the table, and he's put his squad of both the squads of boys led by Gazgul. One of the comments in the past videos is we didn't have a lot of terrain, so we made a point of putting more terrain. So on to Steel Initiative. In typical Spencer fashion, he managed to get that 6. So we'll start off with Spencer's turn 1. So because we used the Dawn of War rules, he's having to bring the Ludas in. Now he had to proxy a few of them because between the two of us we didn't have enough. And now he's moving the squad of 20 hard boys. Now we did forget to roll the Slow and Purposeful for Gazgul, so he moved him 3 inches. For the rest of the game he did remember though. And then he's moving the other squad of boys. Now he's going to try to fire with the boom gun from the looted wagon onto the bikes. For night fighting he only gets a 6-inch, so he doesn't hit. And he's going to try with the other squad of boys. Gets a 14-inch range, which makes them within range, so they get 14 shots, 10 hits. Of those, 3 of those wound. Now I managed to make 2 saves, but I did lose 1 bike to that. And that brings us to my turn 1. So I'll bring my truck in, bring my battle wagon in with the Burnas, and the Ludas as well. Now for the terrain, we didn't include the end of the terrain being difficult. It was only if you're actually in around the building. So you'll see us riding up on the side of these terrain pieces, but we didn't consider that difficult terrain. So here I am moving the bikes up. Gonna try to shoot with the big shooter on the truck. Only get 14 inches for the range, and it's not quite there. So that brings us to the end of turn 1. So on the table, everything was brought in except Spencer kept his Death Coptas in as reserve. So he's got his Ludas and his looted wagon there. I've got my bikes coming up around the side, the battle wagon coming in from behind there. And you can see the Ludas sort of in the corner. So that brings us to the end of part 1. Click on the link to see the next in this series. And as always, we ask you to click on like and subscribe if you want to see more videos. I've got a Twitter feed going now, so you can follow us at Death Head Dice on Twitter. And there's a BBM BlackBerry group if you want to join. Just scan that barcode and you can join in the conversations where you can post your photos and just have general chats with everyone involved. And once again, thank you for watching. Click on part 2 and we'll see where this goes. And comment below. Tell me at this point, who do you think is going to win? Spencer's got a lot more boys. That's one of the comments I've been having. Too many toys, not enough boys. But comment below who do you think is going to win, and click on part 2 to see how the game goes.